So guys, sad news in the world of electric motorcycles. Unfortunately, Energica has filed for bankruptcy. Now, if you're not familiar with Energica, they make motorcycles that are very similar to and deliver horsepower and handling of leader class sport bikes of today. Think GSXR 1000, Aprilia RSV4. They're in that same conversation. Now, this is a real shame because Energica really did make motorcycles that were the heart, the soul, the spirit of racing when it comes to these electric bikes. No other manufacturer made motorcycles like these, and to see this go out of business, well, you're also seeing a lot of the momentum, a lot of the innovation go away with it. And, well, with other motorcycle manufacturers in this realm going out of business as well, or at least being on life support, or so it seems, it looks like we're going to see even more of this. Now, what am I talking about exactly? Well, another manufacturer that has recently filed for bankruptcy is Fuel. This is an Eric Buell-based company, although he didn't have a lot to do with it at this point in time. You get the idea. And by the way, when I'm talking about motorcycles for this video, I'm talking about motorcycles that are capable of highway cruising. I'm not really talking about the small e-bikes or the campus blasters or anything like that. I'm talking about real, honest-to-goodness machines that you would not be able to mistake for an actual motorcycle. So, again, Fuel has gone out of business. Cake is another one that's gone out of business. And this is a real shame because Cake made a motorcycle called the Vector. And that thing looked like, to me anyway, what an electric motorcycle should look like. If you're not familiar with it, just Google it, check it out. You'll get an idea for what I'm talking about. Again, really cool looking motorcycles, very forward thinking. And with the loss of these companies, with all of that momentum, the innovation, the spirit, the enthusiasm being lost or at least displaced, it's definitely not a good thing for the motorcycle community moving forward. And it doesn't matter if you're pro-ICE or just in general anti-electric. It's the fact that it's something new, it's something innovative, and these are enthusiasts that have been driving the passion to make these machines. So, what about these machines just in general? Well, I want to talk about a couple of these companies that, well, they might be on life support as we speak. The first one is Livewire. Now, Livewire would be familiar to you because they were once Harley-Davidson Livewire. Now it's a brand separate from the Bar and Shield. Unfortunately, they've only sold for the year 2024 275 units through the first quarter. That's the first 6 months of the year, and that is not off to a good start. So does that mean that Livewire could soon be on the chopping block? Now, only time will tell. Another company I'd like to at least mention here is Zero. Now, Zero's been around for quite a while. They've been making electric bikes for the better part of over a decade, and it seems like although they are still selling well, at least for their own segment, they're not doing well globally in general, in that they're losing spots in dealership floors. In fact, I've seen this for myself. So a bit of a shame there. And again, as we are losing these brands, or as we are watching these brands falter, for many, it just adds fuel to the fire. Well, these e-motorcycles, they're a thing, it's a flash in the pan, it's a fad. But the reality is that for some folks, this offers up a very unique riding experience. And although I would never suggest one of these bikes for weekend blasts or anything like that, I mean, the reality is that all of us with sport bikes, we don't worry so much about range. It's never been range anxiety. It's, well, for an e-bike, it's refueling anxiety. Even the bikes that have fast charging capabilities, it's going to take you 40 minutes to an hour to charge one of these things just to 80%. So there's that. There's just not enough charging stations, and where people like to ride spiritedly is usually out in the middle of nowhere anyway. So good luck finding those types of facilities way out there. But at any rate, for those of us that are into sports riding, again, it was never about range. It's only about charging. And, well, then there's the other thing, the cost. these machines tend to be relatively expensive, at least when you look at their internal combustion counterparts. Easily 40 to 50% more expensive. And in some cases, they can be double the cost of their internal combustion counterparts. That's asking a whole lot for an early adopter. And I understand a lot of folks don't mind that. They like to be on the forefront of technology, but everybody's got their limits, and it looks like, unfortunately, these electric motorcycles, well, they exceed the limits of far too many, which is why we're seeing them go the way that they are. But I'd love to hear from you. Post up your comments. Let me know what you think about this topic, and we will catch you on the next one. That's a wrap.